now from the IBA at Winchester, engineering announcements for the radio and television trade.
Again, and welcome to another edition of Engineering Announcements. Stereo sound for television should be no problem on satellites, but what about the possibilities for transmitters on the ground? We look at the issues and the options. Our regular transmitter news covers the latest developments in the Channel 4 network and full details of 4 new television relay stations. In Lancashire, Blackburn; north of the border, Gairloch Head near Helensburgh; in Dafydd, Newport Bay, and in Gloucestershire, Park End near Lydney.
With the arrival of video cassette recorders and video disc players comes the possibility of stereo sound with television pictures. Indeed, several sets are now on the market with 2-channel sound systems, although true stereo can only be reproduced via pre-recorded video cassettes or video discs. It's also an easy matter to hook up these stereo sources to a hi-fi system. But what of broadcast television? We're often asked when IBA transmissions, and those of the BBC, are going to be in stereo. The simple answer is that we don't know. At the moment we're considering the implications of going stereo, not only on the engineering front, but also in financial and programming areas.
Confining ourselves for today to engineering matters, the various methods of achieving a compatible stereo service have to be carefully studied. The Americans appear to be going for a modified version of the pilot tone system, like the one used here for stereo radio. It has to be modified to reduce the problems of the vision signal interfering with the sound. Abandoning inter-carrier sound in the receiver would help a lot, but that places very severe stability limits on the local oscillator. A good compromise is a split inter-carrier system where the sound and vision IFs are separately filtered and detected, giving a 10 dB improvement in vision buzz. With this technique and also some noise reduction, the Americans can probably make the pilot tone system work quite well.
The so-called FM-FM approach has been adopted by the Japanese. Once again, the left plus right signal is transmitted as normal, but left minus right is on an FM subcarrier. This gives a better noise performance than the pilot tone's AM subcarrier, and it gives better separation, allowing perhaps another language to be carried. But there is a drawback, a high distortion figure of about 2%, compared to the 0.1% possible with an AM subcarrier. The West Germans have opted for 2 separate sound carriers. One is the conventional FM left plus right, and the other is FM again, but 0.24 MHz higher, carrying a 2R signal 7 dB lower in level. This works well with the German transmission system, but doesn't adapt very well here. To avoid patterning on the picture, the sound carrier levels in the UK would have to be quite low, which could be troublesome for those relying on weak signals.
Finally, the BBC have come up with a digital stereo sound system for UK television, which is independent of the normal mono FM channel. There's a second carrier, 0.55 MHz above the normal sound and 10 dB lower level. This allows a 700 kilobit per second data stream, enough for 2 high-quality sound channels, with all the benefits of digital modulation. The snag is cost. The digital system is likely to be more expensive for receivers, at least to start with, but all the factors will have to be carefully balanced and thoroughly discussed before any UK decision is taken.
But stereo sound on our existing television networks does not just affect the transmitters and receivers. There are great implications for the studios and program producers. How wide should the sound stage be for the small screen? And should the sound perspective always be made to match the picture? Is stereo sound really relevant to the small screen? Then there's the problem of getting stereo signals to the transmitters and between studio centres. Accurate phasing between the 2 channels must be maintained at all costs. There are no easy answers and certainly no early promises of a commitment to stereo sound from land-based transmitters. The situation for satellites is more straightforward. The CMAC transmission system, to be used for DBS in the UK, includes digital sound with capacity for as many as 8 independent channels.
Back to good old mono now, and the more immediate nature of the week's transmitter news. First, Channel 4, and on the Isle of Lewis, the new installation at Achill was completed 2 weeks ahead of schedule and is already on the air. The channel is 29. It's for about 20,000 people. Official service will be from the 24th of August. On the same island, the Ness of Lewis relay, which had only been awaiting its programme feed from Achill, is also now radiating Channel 4. It's on Channel 47 and covers about 500 people. Due later this week are Henley-on-Thames on Channel 54 and Jedburgh on Channel 47. Jointly they will bring Channel 4 to a further 17,000 people. Another delay has cropped up for Whitby. The new service is now hoped to begin later next week.
Special announcements next, and although preliminary work has begun at Durris to install the new transmitting aerial, reduced power is still expected to continue until about the autumn.
On the west coast of Scotland, Mallaig is scheduled off today from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. This is for aerial maintenance.
Still in Scotland, a little further south, Dalmally is liable to interruption tomorrow. Again, it's aerial maintenance between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m.
On Guernsey, Les Tuyers is to be off the air tomorrow and Thursday mornings between 9:30 and 11:30. This is for work in preparation for Channel 4, due in August or September. The interruption will also affect the St Peter Port and Torterville relays.
Back to the mainland, and in Derbyshire, Buxton is off tomorrow from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, during maintenance on the main supply.
Also tomorrow, the Ilfracombe relay will be off from 10 o'clock until about midday, again for work on the main supply. This also affects Combe Martin and Chambercombe.
On Thursday afternoon, Kidderminster is due off the air from 1 until 4:30 for electricity board maintenance.
Back to Western Scotland, and Strathclyde will also be off this Thursday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. for aerial maintenance.
On Friday in North Wales, Corwen will be off between 9 a.m. and midday. This is for a scheduled mains withdrawal and will also affect the programme feeds to the Llangollen and Glendoverdy relays.
New relays now, and we start in Lancashire, where transmissions began last week from the station at Blackburn. Serving about 1,300 people, it covers two small areas of the town, between Queen's Park and Park Place, and also just north of the transmitter around Accrington Road. ITV programmes are from Granada Television and TVAM on Channel 41, with the Channel 4 service on 47. Aerials should be Group B types and vertically polarised. Blackburn is already on the air and due in official service this Friday.
Also now on air is Gairloch Head, near Helensburgh in the Strathclyde district of Scotland. Almost 1,600 people around Gairloch Head are served, and that number includes staff at the Faslane submarine base. Regional ITV programmes are from Scottish Television on Channel 41, and Channel 4 is on 47. Aerials should therefore be Group B types and mounted with the elements vertical. That's Gairloch Head, now on the air and due in full programme service from Friday.
Expected to start transmissions later this week is Newport Bay in the southwest corner of Wales. The service area includes the western part of Newport, extending further west for a couple of miles. Also covered is a rural area to the southeast. The estimated population coverage is 850. Programmes from HTV Wales and TVAM will be on Channel 60 and S4C on 67. Vertically polarised Group CD aerials should be used. The new relay at Newport Bay in Dyfed is due on the air within the next few days.
Also due this week is Park End in the Forest of Dean. This relay is intended to improve UHF coverage for about 250 people in Park End itself and in the immediate vicinity. HTV West and TVAM will be on Channel 41, with Channel 4 on 47 from the outset. Aerials will have to be Group B types and vertically polarised. That's Park End near Lydney in Gloucestershire, due on the air later this week.
And that's about it. Remember, we're always happy to answer technical queries on independent broadcasting, whether they're from the trade or the general public. The address is Engineering Information Service, Independent Broadcasting Authority, Crawley Court, Winchester, Hampshire, SO 21 2QA. The telephone number is Winchester, STD code 0962 822 444. In the London area you can call our Brompton Road number 584 7011, but do ask for engineering information. Join us again next Tuesday at 9:15 or 12:15. In the meantime, have a good week. From Bruce Randall and myself, Maury Nicholson, goodbye for now.